Hey everyone, this episode of the AwayCast is dedicated to the memory of Ryan Davis from Giant Bomb. Ryan was a huge influence on our start as a podcast, Giant Bomb in general. Our hearts and love go out to all the guys over at Giant Bomb, anyone who knew Ryan. It was a huge loss for the gaming community, and we just want to show our support and our respect. So, enjoy. Everyone, you're listening to the AwayCast. I'm here with my buddy Gregg Delarocca.
Hello.
Josh Hinkey.
What up, yo?
Yo, he's
there
here.
He is.
It's been a little while, but we've been out of commission for a while, but we're back. I guess we have a lot of...
Good. I'm stretching out those podcasting muscles, getting all limber up.
I feel out of practice. I feel a little out of it, you know? Don't you feel a little... I have some, what is that, cold feet?
It should be the opposite. We should have so much to talk about.
We really do. I actually do have a huge list of things we have to talk about. A lot's happened in the past 2.5 weeks we haven't podcasted.
So almost 3 weeks.
I just feel like I miss you guys so much.
Well, I feel like this is kind of interesting because now this is something brand new. It's like it's never happened before.
Whoa, welcome to our first podcast of
the AwayCast.
July AwayCast. I get the summer Away.
The summer edition.
So it's fun. You can't see us right now, but we're wearing Hawaiian t-shirts, and Josh has a pina colada with a coconut. Right, Josh?
And a hula.
Oh man, Josh. I think Josh has a friend over.
That is a world I can live in.
Let me explain something to our listeners right now.
Yeah, something's happening.
Josh currently has someone with him that he's not telling us about, so he's being very despondent. His whole narrative on this program, I think, is being directed towards another individual. I think he's playing a game with somebody, possibly a board game.
No, I think Yoko Ono is over there trying to break up the band.
I don't think it's a Yoko. I think he's got a friend over, and I think they're playing some sort of trivia or strategy game. And I think they're eating and talking, and Josh is kind of like, I have this thing I got to do, man, but we'll just do our thing, and I'll try to listen in, and I'm going to try to multitask.
Right. But he shifted his priorities.
Yeah, and
I at least appreciate that Johnny's giving me the benefit of the doubt that I'm being distracted by a girl. I at least appreciate that.
Okay, you're welcome.
You
there you go.
You want to do me that dignity, Gregg?
You're a pimp, man. So, all right, how was everybody's weekend? Past 3 weekends. Gregg, you go first. Go.
Weekend 1, fine. Played some games. Weekend 2. Went to WizCon. Good times. Had some fun. Weekend 3. Worked on work.
All right. Great stories.
Played
we went to
games.
WizCon. We're going to talk about that in a minute because we haven't podcasted.
That was nice and condensed, Gregg. Right to the point.
I don't want to bullshit today. I just want to tell people what's up. We got a lot to talk about.
That was the table of contents for Gregg.
You don't want to hear about my boring weekends.
All right, Josh, just talk about this weekend. Because Gregg took up so much time.
No. This weekend's terrible. You don't want to hear
pick your favorite weekend out of the past 3, and we'll talk about that one.
Last weekend, I had a bunch of friends come down for a bachelor party, and it was awesome. I have done the stereotypical bachelor parties where you go out to a bar or go to a strip club, what have you. This was an awesome bachelor party because we did none of that. We just nerded out for the entire weekend. It was amazing.
Oh no, you just lost your Yoko cred. What did you do? Right. What did you do with this nerd Did you have a LAN party for a bachelor party?
No, we didn't go that far. I don't know if I didn't go that far or went further. I don't know what.
Okay, do you mind sharing with us, or is this like some kind of deep seat? It's like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
He brought it up. He better plan on sharing
you guys. I pretty much tell you guys. You guys know how dark this rabbit hole can get. And so we played Settlers of Catan in drinking game format. And so you drink every time that you make a trade or something like that. And that really turned into a shit show fast. That escalated quickly. And we played Game of Thrones, the board game, played Cards Against Humanity. And we played a little Dungeons and Dragons over the weekend.
Oh, man. First of all, Cards Against Humanity is a very fun game. I love that game.
What you should have done was start off playing D&D and have the other board games incorporated into the D&D. Like, for example, your characters find along the way Settlers of Catan,
and then you have to play,
and then your characters have to stop to play. So you have to keep in character from D&D and play Settlers of Catan, and your characters have to come up with the rules to the drinking game. And
Gregg,
yes.
You know how every now and again you get those $1 million ideas, like the ice cream sandwich shop?
I got it. I know. I just
hang on to this one. This is a good one. That's a good one. I like it.
Like add truth or dare into like certain types of things. You know, like
pretty much it just becomes role playing your regular life.
Yeah, and
at that point,
but you get to be a wizard or a cleric.
Roll a 20 and get to stop and play Xbox for 15 minutes.
You get first player controller.
Just journeying from world to world, like from fucking what is it? Westeros to Catan to like Candyland.
That's it.
Oh, so that sounds like a different kind of bachelor party. I don't know, man. So,
it really was. It really was. But it was good. It was a good time. I had a lot of fun.
Hey, I'm a big fan of. I never played D&D, but I was always a fan of board type games. You ever play Flux? I know Gregg played Flux.
Yeah, I played Flux.
There's a game called Flux. It's a card game. My buddy showed it to me. Some dudes at NASA came up with it. It's really fun. I played over the weekend. I bought Zombie Flux, which was neat.
Probably just the same game with zombie themed.
It's a little
cards.
Different. Honestly, I like the space one better.
Yeah. I watched the tabletop of Flux at work on Friday.
It's way more fun on that show.
Yeah.
Everything is way more fun on that show.
Yeah.
All right, so that was dope, Josh. Good on you.
See, I got a good weekend in.
Nah, not bad. We told us about the keep to yourself bachelor party. You probably should have kept that all to yourself, but hey, no secrets around here. This is the
No. I want just to make it completely clear. My life is an open box. You guys will all know my darkest secrets.
All right, guys. Josh has an open box.
Isn't it an open book? I never heard open box. My life is an open box.
You're right. It is probably a book.
It is open book. My life is an open box.
I got an open box.
I'm saying box from here on out. I'm just going to stick with it. Own
that. That'll be your other tagline.
I'm not going to let people push me around.
My life is an open box.
At the end of the podcast, I'm going to be like, yo, signing off, Greg Delarocca, Josh Hinkey. My life is an open box. See you next week.
And that can also lead to the great quote of, what's in the box?
Okay. 7, some movie references. Not bad. Hey, my weekends were fun. All of them.
Yeah, we don't. That's just
more
good.
weddings.
We're going to skip. John, I did have a wedding this past Friday. I had to take off work.
Tell us about your best weekend.
Man, my best weekend. 4th of July was pretty fun. We haven't talked since then, right?
No.
Went out to Southampton on the beach a little bit at night. I got a tattoo.
Ooh. Of what?
It's a yin yang.
Okay, Josh, I'll give you one guess.
It's a BioShock tattoo.
It totally is a BioShock tattoo. It's the lighthouse icon on my forearm.
That's cool.
And it was nice. Kate actually got
good luck getting a job, Johnny.
I know. I'm stuck. I sound like Booker DeWitt. I'm stuck now, working in the dregs. But it was good. It only took like 45 minutes. And I don't know. I like it. Strong.
It's nice.
Strong imagery, I guess.
It's fine.
Yeah, 4th of July was good. And this past weekend was good. I went to the Costco. Went there. Picked up some things. Stocked up the house.
This was the pinnacle of the weekend?
So let's get into it then. We went to WizCon 3 weeks ago, right, Greg?
2 weeks ago, yeah.
2 or 3 weeks ago. And it was a lot of fun. We really didn't know what we were getting into because I've never been to WizCon before. It's actually Wizard World Comic Con, it's called. But I don't know. Are we the only ones that shorten it to WizCon? I think so.
No. That's the thing.
That's the thing. At WizCon.
Okay.
Yeah. We came up with this term for it.
We're not special.
WizCon. We coined that.
It was fun. We actually brought some pieced together interview equipment, and actually Kate dressed up like Elizabeth. She looked really good. I think I posted it on our Facebook page. And someone else also dressed up as Elizabeth.
Greg, did you dress up as Elizabeth?
I dressed up as Elizabeth.
Greg dressed up as Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite. And we played a little game with the people we were interviewing called Who Wore It
Better?
Who wore it best? Better.
So let's get to the heart of the issue. John, I want your unbiased opinion on this. Who was the better Elizabeth, Kate or Greg?
Man, you're putting me between a rock and a hard place right now.
Let's do it, John. Come on.
My life is not an open box, Josh. I can't do this.
This is the hard-hitting journalism people expect.
Listen, Greg's here, but if Kate... Okay, I'll say Gregg did.
Thank you.
No problem, dude. If Kate asked me...
You can't beat the hairy legs with
Yeah, so Kate had like an extra, like a secondary. Kate's kind of obsessed with Elizabeth because she's like a Disney princess type thing. I don't know.
All right. Yeah,
so anyway, she had like a secondary costume that she picked up at a thrift shop. It was like a one-piece kind of dress thing. And the night before WizCon, when we were getting everything together to do interviews, Gregg was like, "Yo, it'd be funny if we all dressed up as Elizabeth, wouldn't it? Haha, oh, that's funny." And then Gregg was like, "I'm going to do it. I'm going to dress up as Elizabeth." And
I'm proud of you, Gregg.
He was gung-ho at night when we were all pumped up about going.
Still into it.
No. Dude,
it was scary moments beforehand.
The couple moments beforehand, Gregg was a little nervous because it was like there was more people there than I anticipated, I guess. I didn't see everyone. I don't know.
It took me a minute to get comfortable. I don't normally wear dresses, okay? So it was.
But once he got comfortable, he was on a roll.
I was killing it.
I am super impressed. I think, and I would challenge anyone who would have anything negative to say to you, Gregg. Yeah. I would challenge them to have the balls to do that.
I actually, at one point, without realizing it, interviewed Tara Patrick, the porn star.
Yeah.
Dressed up as Elizabeth.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Did that really happen?
Yeah, it really happened.
It did. We have it on camera.
Yeah, it was.
That's amazing.
It was a booth of professional cosplayers, but really was porn stars.
They're all porn stars.
That I guess they get a little older and they don't want to do porn because they have family and kids and stuff. So they do cosplay.
Cosplaying.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So Tara Patrick doesn't say anything, but one of the girls next to her.
I wish I got her name. Another porn star, I'm sure. But Tara Patrick just smiled the whole time, and kind of was just like, "Oh, well, you're dressed up as a girl." It was kind of awkward, but it was, we had a lot of fun. At one point, I don't know his real name, but the guy who plays Big Pussy in The Sopranos.
Okay.
We had the opportunity to interview him. He was looking at us like he wanted to, but we didn't have press passes, so we weren't supposed to talk to the famous people. And when we kind of chickened out to go up to him because we were afraid of getting thrown out. But
I think it's like Vincent Cassatori.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, it was... all the signings and stuff were right on the floor. It's not like actual New York City Comic Con where there's a whole separate section for it. Everything was in the mix, and at these things,
there were just famous people just standing next to regular.
The whole cast of The Walking Dead was there.
Right when we got there, Will Wheaton walked right into us, and
we were like, "Hey, Will, what's up?"
And he was like, "Leave me alone."
Yeah. Who else was there? Henry Winkler.
Yeah.
Man,
let's talk about Aaron from Paranormal Paparazzi.
Oh, he was there. We talked to him for a second.
The host of the show on the Discovery Channel or Travel Channel, Paranormal Paparazzi.
Yeah, he was on. We got him on camera for a second. We have to put together the video still. It's kind of in limbo. We got kind of busy, but we've dropped all the footage and we're going to get it together for anyone who's listening to this that attended and you're on there.
Yeah, some funny stuff. If the footage comes out and it looks like we're making fun of you, understand it's all in fun. We're just trying to have a good time, so don't be upset. Actually, if you want to be upset and write us angry letters, that'd be kind of nice.
Yeah, I'll take that.
We don't get any letters, so
Gregg is just down for any mail you'll send him
please
whatsoever.
Send us something, anything.
But it was fun. We got some pretty decent cosplayers, I guess. Some fun stuff. We talked to a couple of people. There was really only one gaming booth there, and it was these guys called On the Level Game Studios. They were working on kind of like an independent title, or two of them actually. They had like laptops set up where you can play.
They had one that they were done with. That they released, and it was kind of like this weird, kind of like every level is a different kind of game thing. It was interesting. I wasn't too into it, but then they're working on some other title that seemed like a decent idea that just needs to be fleshed out a little bit more, and I'm kind of interested in seeing where they take it.
Right.
Do you have the name of that title?
Yeah, well, the title...
the
Curse of Nordic Cove is one of them,
That was the Finnish game that they had.
And then the other one... I don't know. I thought I had it over here somewhere.
It was still in pre-production. The bunny one.
Oh, Boo Bunny Plague or something?
Something like
that. Anyway, so... the dude's name who's developing it is Bunny, and then there's Jamie, who's their director of sales.
Yeah,
I don't know. They're pretty ambitious. They have a small team.
They were nice. They were nice guys. Definitely. I got a chance to play the game they're working on, and the idea is interesting. It definitely needs to get to that next level.
Yeah, it needs polish. It definitely needs polish. It needs to be QA'd. but they're trying to shoot it for they have like the permit to do it for the Wii U, I guess.
Yeah, they have the developer's kit for Wii, so they're working on it for a release on the Wii U.
Yeah, but it was kind of cool because they were a simple startup that they started themselves, and their game aside, they gave us, they were selling the game for $5, like a beta or an alpha of the game or whatever it was.
That was actually the full version of the Cove game, I think, and then beta of the. I actually didn't get a chance to play the stick they gave us yet, but I think it was also a beta of the Bunny game. And,
yeah, they were really nice. They just gave us the game.
They gave us some stuff to check out, and we're gonna in the future, once they start getting that stuff a little bit more together, we're gonna talk to them some more, maybe have them on the show.
Yeah, we'll see. But all in all, it was nice to see them. They were like really like super indie, making it on their own. So a lot of props for that. We also talked to. Oh, go ahead, Josh.
Oh, even when I was like at PAX East and like I hope when I go to PAX Prime, the best stuff about those conferences is going to like the indie mega booth and just going through all those people who like are really excited to show you their game. Like,
yeah,
right. Like they saw we were a gaming podcast and we came back to their booth and they were like, "Oh, we were looking for you," and they gave us a copy of the game and they were like, "Sit down, try it." Like they were really, you could tell that these guys probably invested a lot of time into whatever projects they're putting forward.
There's a passion that lives amongst those people that is like coming out of PAX East. That was like the highlight of it, was just the passion that you find from all these developers. Because I mean, you go see these giant games like Black Flag or even Elder Scrolls Online, and people are excited, but you can tell that they don't have like, it's a job for them. Like all those people are PR people who are there to just kind of push their product. But then you go to that indie mega booth and literally like these are the people who make these games who are really just excited to show you what they've been doing for the last 6 months. And that's the real spirit of the independent game scene. That's why it's fun to be part of.
Yeah. So I mean, check the. I guess I'll plug them, right? Why not? So
sure.
On thelevelgames.com, check them out. I don't know. We don't have advertisements on our thing. That's the closest it's going to come for a while, I guess. Right.
Just 2 plugs to the nice people that we meet.
We also ran into. Man, I don't know. I don't know that guy. There's like a movie guy.
Which guy? Oh, the horror movie.
Yeah. That's another. There was a couple of people there promoting their independent projects. And it all falls in the same vein, and we were just talking about it. It's really cool to see people out there pushing. And just like us, like we were there. Gregg did a sick job handing out stuff. We had bags that we made, like drawstring bags with some collateral in them. And Gregg, the only thing that WizCon gives out is like a bag to put stuff in.
It's like a yellow bag, and it says like WizCon 2013 on it. And I would just walk up to people and be like, "That bag is hideous. You look like an idiot with that yellow bag. Here, take our bag." And the thing is, we're not supposed to hand out free stuff.
It's illegal.
Well, it's against the rules of the show. Because unless you pay to do that, you have to pay like some money in order to give out free stuff. And we didn't do that, so we were like secretly handing out bags. Like we were like walk up to someone, like whisper in their ear, like, "Take this bag."
Yeah. Take this bag from us. Don't tell anyone.
Don't ask questions. Just
don't ask questions.
Take your yellow bag and put it into this nice black bag.
But it was at the end of the day when we were walking back to the seaport. Everyone had an AwayCast bag.
Yeah, we saw AwayCast bags in everyone's back.
So that was really cool to see. We didn't get a huge bump, but I mean, people. When we were doing our interviews, people were super excited to talk to us just because Gregg had a really good character going. We all had a really good presence. We were dressed well. We were wearing our T-shirts. Like we definitely had a presence there that changed a little dynamic of people's moods. People wanted to be interviewed. People were calling us over. That people were just excited to be on anything, I guess.
And I mean, this was our first time doing one of these, and we had a blast. Unfortunately, our equipment that we use, it's kind of like duct taped together the way our rig works, and so it makes it a little bit more difficult to actually compile the footage right now, and also go through the footage and make sure we have what we want. Otherwise, we would have had a video up way sooner, but we are working on it. We just, besides this, we have regular jobs, unfortunately.
The stuff is really funny, though.
But there's some pretty fun stuff.
What sucks is, if anybody's listening that was there, some stuff might get cut, probably will get cut, just because some stuff was blurry. It was tough for us to be, like, for Gregg and I to work.
It was just us, pretty much, The camera, it's hard for one of us to do the camera, one of us to be on top of everything. I mean, we're working on it. We're coming up with a method. We definitely... we're gonna have a much better system worked out for Comic-Con this year.
Yeah, and Josh will be there too.
Yeah, this makes me incredibly excited for Comic-Con. A, I'm like super jealous that I didn't get to be there, but B, it makes me really, really jacked about Comic-Con.
Well, you got PAX Prime coming up.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm excited for that.
John's ruined that for all. We're all gonna go to PAX Prime, but John has to do a fucking wedding.
I have to shoot a wedding.
I'm so mad. It would be so cool to go to Seattle.
Excited.
You can go.
Well, we'll go to Boston. We'll go to Boston.
When is that?
PAX East, spring.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, next spring.
Yeah.
We'll do that. Well, Comic-Con first.
Yeah, we'll do Comic-Con, right?
But it's definitely a super cool environment. I mean, we had fun. Thanks for everyone who were generous enough to give us some interviews and be fun with us when Gregg was yelling at them and making fun of them. They were all pretty good sports about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we had any negative.
Not at all. I don't think we had any negative stuff at all. We were just worried because security was kind of tight. It was people had headpieces, like man, Wizard were like.
There was so much security. I couldn't understand. There was more security than people there. There was just like thousands of security everywhere. Just
weird.
Yeah, it was very strange. I guess because there was
were they show workers or were they like actual paid security?
They were show, but it was a mix. But
Greg,
I guess
Greg, are we not recording right now?
No, we are.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive.
Okay.
It's probably because all of the celebrities were just out in the open, so they probably need to make sure we weren't,
Yeah, I guess.
But don't worry, John. It's definitely recording.
Like none of the numbers are moving.
Yeah, just keep talking on Josh.
So, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully in Comic-Con we'll have oh yeah, it's still going. Yeah, Gregg was right. Figures, right? Gregg the audio guy. Nah. So we're gonna have that video.
I have a degree in recording.
We're gonna have that video up soon. I'm excited to get it done. We're also gonna work on getting a new site done. So
we're working on a new site. We're working on a new some new segments for the site, some more video stuff. We want to expand on this. It's just been a rough couple weeks for us as far as getting us together. Holidays and just work and
living rooms, bedrooms.
Yeah, dinettes, we got them. I mean, me and John have been going through a quarter life crises pretty much daily. And I think we're ready to start to making some solid choices and doing some stuff. So
I think we're ready to start making solid choices on lithium.
Yeah, I wish.
Gregg always has on a drug, and we're on the podcast, right, Gregg?
I wish I mean, I am. Yes, I do take medication for many things, but I wish I was on better drugs for this podcast. Unfortunately,
we don't. We can't satiate Gregg with just pure entertainment. He needs to be.
I need to be fucked up, yo. I gotta be fucked up.
All right.
Can't stop, won't stop. I believe that is the phrase that defines Gregg's life, right?
Can't stop, won't stop.
So after WizCon, we'll take it from there. Games, video games. Shortly after that, Grand Theft Auto 5 gameplay was shown.
Great video.
Yeah.
It got me super jacked.
What I like, not just the content of the video, I just like how the video was put together, like the narration on the video.
Yeah.
The length of it was perfect. They go over so much stuff. And then what I also noticed is right after that, when I saw the new Assassin's Creed trailer for Black Flag, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that?
Yep.
They did it the same way. They almost exactly took that same formula and did it like 4 minutes, narrated, went over everything. Yep. And I just felt after watching those, like that's what they should just do for E3 every year. They should just not have anyone else, have one guy on stage go this, and then let someone fucking narrate a video that's already narrated so we can just see that, and it's perfect. There's no screw ups.
Right.
It was just very well done.
Totally. I mean, you watch E3 and you pull away from gameplay footage one for one, and you pull away to see the stage while they're showing like an integral part of their demo, and some dude on his microphone like, oh, okay, man, go in, cover me. And you're like, fuck.
What's even worse is you can see like the terrible staging going on there. And I love the Destiny walkthrough that they did. But there's that terrible part where the woman's like, can I use this? And then there's that moment where they stand there because they're waiting for like the sound cue to like look up, and everyone's just kind of like, what's going on, guys? What are we doing up here?
Yeah, no, there's some awkward. They should. Well, why even stage that stuff? Just play the game, talk about it. Like, I hate that. I always felt like it'd be people would always be much more responsive to just have I know all these companies, they do have a PR person that talks for them, but if they had someone who's more involved in the development to come out and just talk about that and be very specific and just talk about the game itself, no gimmicks, talk about it, show a video like that, just like these GTA video and like the Black Flag video, and then done, on to the next one.
I think a lot of companies do that for support, though. I mean, their E3 thing, I think E3 has this kind of...
but those fail, I feel like 75% of the time.
Yeah, they suck, but
they fall apart.
But look at Bungie, like they release stuff on the like the dashboard for Xbox, or they release stuff online where it's like 7-minute long dev diaries with like emotional music playing, talking about the design of characters. You know,
but that's kind of what I liked about the Grand Theft Auto one, is that like there was no, video game trailers are really awful because you don't watch video games, you play them. I think that's like the problem everyone had with Assassin's Creed 3 is that all those trailers were really cool, but the game wasn't very fun to play.
Right.
And like, it was really great to like with that Grand Theft Auto trailer, just to have someone say like, "Hey, do you want to know all the crazy shit you can do? You can do this. You can do this. You can do this."
It wasn't just like it wasn't like watching a movie. Like it was more like these are the actual gameplay dynamics of the game. You can do this. We have this. You can go here. It's actually just showing you what you're going to be able to experience when you get in there.
Go ahead.
I am blown away by the sheer amount of content that looks to be in that game. And if they deliver, like, because the crux with Grand Theft Auto is they often have a lot of things for you to be able to do, but like half of them aren't very fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like if they can make like golf, tennis, skydiving, four-wheeling, scuba diving, they can do all these things and do them really well. And let's face it, the gameplay exists to make all those things well. It's not like they have to like come up with a new way to play golf. It's totally legitimate. They just want to ape what Tiger Woods been doing for the last 10 years.
And they also mentioned at the end of the thing that they're moving to like an MMO style online version of the game that they're still working on, that they're going to talk about later on.
Yeah, that's super intriguing.
Yeah, that's exciting to see. Before I saw the gameplay trailer, I was a little concerned about switching between the 3 protagonists, but they made it seem really seamless, and it seemed really accessible.
And kind of fun in that sense where like you could go from just a lazy to
a completely juxtaposition, like
exactly like I just have this wonderful image in my head of just like going out and doing family stuff with Michael, and then like you switch to Trevor, and for some reason you're in like a high-speed boat chase, like surrounded by 10 corpses in the trunk.
That's kind of cool though. That's you don't think that's...
Oh yeah, he said he thinks it's cool.
Yeah. No, I think that's great.
I'm a little more concerned about where open world games, especially city type games, I just played through Infamous 1 as a good example, where you have these events that are happening in the world, and how you access those events or side missions. It's just like, okay, there's 4. I'm worried that it's going to be like, okay, there's 4 tennis missions right now. On the map, there's also 3 racing missions right now. On the map, there's and as you progress, you unlock those missions and you go through it strategically, like you finish, you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing that open world games have done in this current generation. Well, I guess Grand Theft Auto is still this generation, but I don't know if that's going to seem tired, if these new, this new open world, this much larger open world is going to change anybody's mentality of that. But to me, sometimes it gets a little, I don't know. It feels like a chore sometimes.
Yeah, it's an interesting thought. I always thought Skyrim did a really good job of that, like
keeping it natural.
It feels like a natural progression. And sure, it can be a little side questy where it's just like, the joke that always like strikes me when playing Skyrim is people come up to you and they're like, "Well, you look like a man who can handle himself in a fight. Yeah. Why don't you go rescue my daughter?" Person I've never met before.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like unscripted world events that can happen that also have a benefit for your character, because in previous Grand Theft Autos in 4, 3, whatever, the only time that you really spend doing nothing is just like running around and breaking things and killing people, and driving around, which I guess is the point. I don't know, but you never really like stumble on a mission because everything is pointed out to you on the map. Like, here is where you start this mission. Here is where you start this mission.
That's true.
So I hope they put a little more effort. I'm sure they will, taking cues from, I guess, things like Watch Dogs and past open world games.
It just kind of struck me that like playing Grand Theft Auto 4, the thing I enjoyed least about Grand Theft Auto 4 was actually playing the missions.
Right, me too. I just ran around and fucking fucked with cops. That's like all I did.
Like, I enjoy doing like the side stuff. Like, I thought the dating sim part of it was kind of cool. And, and that's why I'm super intrigued in all this stuff they're adding to Grand Theft Auto 5 is because if they can expand and do more of that, like I'm interested to see what they can do with that. And like, if they improve the mission, like the main campaign structure, which actually like the idea of doing consistent heists sounds really cool. And maybe it's just because I watched Inception last night and I was like, it'd be cool to do the Grand Theft Auto version of this. But that just seems like the right move for them to make.
Yeah. Do you guys know if because this is being released on current generation consoles?
If they're doing a cross.
They are doing a cross?
No, I think they're not.
Don't you think that's kind of silly? Like we're getting kind of close here.
Well, you think about it, it's probably been in development a lot longer than it's been ready for.
Yeah. But wouldn't you think that once they release these new consoles, they'll make this game available on the cloud or to download so you could play? I mean, and can you play cross-system games?
No.
No.
They're going to think of a strategic way to employ it. I'm pretty sure there's no plans to incorporate it into the launch.
So wait, hold on a second.
Doesn't it smell like it smells like a game of the year type of thing? Like, in a year they'll do the Xbox One, PS4 Game of the Year edition of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Do you guys? So wait, you're telling? I didn't realize this. If I get the new Xbox and I download, say, Halo 3 or Halo
Xbox One on Xbox One.
Yeah, on Xbox One.
You can't play Halo 3 on Xbox One.
What do you mean?
You can't play.
No, I know that. But,
okay.
But when they make it available, they say they're going to make some games available to download from the cloud, older Xbox 360 titles.
I don't know. I don't think
you should.
I don't think emulation is prepared for.
Am I going to be able to play? No. They said that they're going to make old titles available to play on the Xbox One.
I think it'll be that specifically will work how it works now, where like I can play a PlayStation 2, I can play a PlayStation 1 game on the PlayStation 3 if I go and download it.
Yeah, no,
but I can't put a PlayStation 1 disc into my PlayStation 3.
No. But I know that. What I'm saying is, if I go on Xbox One and I download a game, they make, like I said, they make Halo, they make Black Ops available to download. They go, it's a game we're going to make available. Can I play with someone who's on a regular Xbox 360 with Xbox One?
I don't think so.
I just don't think that any Xbox 360 titles are going to be available on Xbox One. Because to do that, those games are developed for specific hardware. You either need the hardware in the machine or you need emulators in the machine. Or like software to emulate.
If you play a 360, you can play Xbox One games. You can play
Xbox, the first Xbox.
First Xbox.
Yeah, like I just played Jade Empire on the 360.
It's a computer. They can definitely make it so that I thought they said they planned on releasing older titles.
I think
you might be right, but I don't.
Via the cloud.
The problem with backwards compatibility normally has to do with the actual reading of the disc, not the actual playing of the software. And
I know that the discs aren't going to work, but I thought they said they're going to make older titles available to download from the store.
They could, I guess.
The marketplace.
It would probably work like the Wii U and the Wii. Like I have to, when I play a Wii game on my Wii U, which is rare, but I played Mario Galaxy. It launches the Wii OS. So I play it from there.
It would be silly. It would be, I think, absolutely ridiculously silly if they didn't have that option built into the Xbox One.
Hey, they very well could.
Because most people are going to get rid of their older consoles to get the new console.
That's something I'll look into, yeah.
So if they don't make the old content available through the marketplace to download, why? That's so stupid.
Especially because you're actively losing sales, though, from all the people who go, oh, well, crap, I missed playing The Witcher 2 back when it was out.
Yeah.
I want to play that now on my Xbox One.
Yeah. That would be very silly.
So in Grand Theft Auto, what I'm kind of excited about is the ability to scuba dive. Apparently, they have like this whole, like, they modeled out an entire new dimension of play underwater. So that's something that's never been done before in a GTA game.
You're not going to enjoy that much. It sounds interesting. And you're going to get in the water and it's going to be kind of dark and awkward. And you're going to be like, the first thing you're going to go is, this is overwhelming. This is an entire fucking ocean I have to look through. It's like, fuck this. I'm going to go steal a helicopter and crash it into a building full of children.
But they have submarines.
Cops.
There's submarines.
Yeah, but think about that. I mean, you can't crash a submarine into anything.
So it's all about what you can crash it into.
Pretty much. I mean, the best part of the game is just trying to drive as fast as you can without hitting something, and then hitting something. You know, that's fun. Getting to the top of a building and jumping off it.
Well, they do have the parachutes. Everyone's going crazy on the internet about that shack.
Cabin.
That cabin shack.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's weird.
Yeah. It's
just people just trying to be funny on the internet. It's probably not even in the game. It's probably just
you probably can't even get in it.
It was probably a concept art, rendering. It's probably not even going to be in the game.
I will say it is funny. We have come a long way from Claude, who couldn't even swim, to save his ass in Grand Theft Auto 3.
Right.
To now being able to fully scuba dive.
Yeah.
Because we're moving in the right direction.
Well, what I think is okay about it not coming to next generation consoles is the fact that I'm sure we played Red Dead Redemption. I'm sure Rockstar learned how to utilize the hardware and firmware on the Xbox enough to make the game, or Xbox and PlayStation. And PC. Well, everybody knows about PC. That's better. But I'm sure it's going to be a good-looking game on everything.
Speaking of PC, Steam sale.
Yeah, Josh, you been playing any PC games or what?
Have I bought any?
Steam sale's going nuts right now. I picked up a whole bunch of games.
What did you buy? I haven't bought anything yet.
I bought... Hold on, I actually wrote it down just in case I forget. I bought Surgeon Simulator. I actually gifted that to Gregg. Surgeon Simulator is the most... I almost peed myself playing Surgeon Simulator.
I only played it for about 30 seconds because I wasn't on my I was on my laptop, and you can't play that game with a trackpad. I mean, apparently you can't even play it with a mouse. It's just impossible to control. Have you played it, Josh?
No, okay, I've seen the gameplay videos.
Okay, so
God.
The controls are completely impossible. John sends me the game, I download it. I really don't know what I'm getting into. I open it up, and it's trying to tell me how to use the hand to move the hand around and pick stuff up, but I don't have a mouse, so it's not working. So I'm kind of just like moving the hand from like left to right really awkwardly around the just knocking stuff over. And then at one point the phone rings, and just I was crying in tears from laughter because the phone rings and you go to answer it and you just knock it off the table. Like, so you just violently knock it off. It just flies off.
The main menu of the game is basically, you're a surgeon, obviously. The main menu of the game is like you sitting at your desk, just hanging out. And the main menu is a clipboard in front of you, and you use your hand with the mouse to hover over it and select your options. But also, like, it's one of those things that's really cool when devs do, they make the main menu interactive. So you can use your hand as best you can to pop a Team Fortress 2 Easter egg into a VCR, and there's a computer that you can put some discs into. But in the meantime, the phone is ringing, and you can like pick up a pen, draw on a pad, but it's all really impossible. So what you have to do, basically, it's the A, W, E, R, and spacebar keys to control each one of your fingers you control. Which is really strange. And then you use the mouse to control your pitch and your height of your hand. Oh my god, dude.
It's very awkward.
So you get into a surgery, and like right now, to me, it's impossible. You didn't try to do a surgery, right?
I didn't get past the phone call. the phone rang, I knocked it off the desk and said I'm done.
Josh, give me your Steam account. I'll gift it to you. It's like $4.
No, it's $289.
Okay, $289. All right. So you have to play it. It's so good. So I picked that up.
I'm excited. I
think anybody who's listening right now that has access to Steam and a halfway decent computer has to try Surgeon Simulator. It's fantastic. I also got Chivalry, which, Josh, have you played Chivalry? Gregg? Josh?
No.
Chivalry, it was like $3, another $4 game. Chivalry, for those of you who don't know, is a first-person...
It's $9.
It wasn't $9.
$6.
Gregg,
I just had the greatest idea.
Go to sleep, Gregg.
The greatest idea.
What's the greatest? Okay, let's hear it. No, we have to hear it now.
No, I can't.
Why?
Because it's so good of an idea.
All right, we'll come back to it later. Let me finish.
No, we'll never come back to it. We'll talk about it after the podcast.
We'll talk about it later. Maybe we'll make it into a video.
It is fucking amazing.
So Chivalry is a first-person melee combat game set in kind of like medieval times, I guess. And it's a class-based game, but
futuristic.
It is so erratic, and there's a button that makes you war cry, and people are screaming, and when you get your head chopped off, you can still see. Man.
It's massive co-op. It's massive multiplayer, right?
I think the biggest server I saw was like 42 on 42.
Fuck.
Okay.
That's right. That's the video Mike sent us that one day, right?
Yeah.
People like,
They put zero gravity on it. It's just like,
everyone just using their war cry the whole time.
And, anybody who's listening who's going to get Steam stuff, these are the ones you should get. Everything else is eh. I got FTL. I didn't play it yet, but I heard good things about FTL, Faster Than Light. It's that spaceship sim that indie company did. It was two guys did it.
I was trying to get, but it's only for Windows. I watched a video on I think you showed me this a while ago and I never paid attention to it, but I saw it on the Steam sale. It's that game.
Kerbal Space Program?
No, it's you're like, it's like the art style is like really weak. But it's a first person. It's kind of like a Portal looking kind of feel to it. The name of it's like fuck.
Why can't I think of the name of it?
You know what I'm talking
Antechamber.
Yeah, Antechamber.
That's it.
Yeah. That was the one that I nearly bought that on Friday.
I was watching a video and last night I was like, I have to buy this. I want to buy this right now. So it'd be really fun to play tonight. And it's only Windows, and I don't. I have Boot
Camp. You have to get Boot Camp because that's the only way I play my games now. I can't. I'm missing out on too many good games. Speaking of good games. My favorite buy of the Steam sale so far is Rogue Legacy. I don't know if you've played that, Josh. Anybody? Give it a shot.
No, I want to.
You're slacking on the Steam sale, man. You're gonna miss out on all the good hot
Steam
deals.
Sale, I'm actually scared the Steam sale is gonna pass me by, but I get paid tomorrow, so I'll give a much harder look at things tomorrow.
for like $25, you can get fantastic games. And Rogue Legacy was $11 still, but I finally got my controller working and. Rogue Legacy is kind of a Metroidvania style game where you go into a castle as one guy with certain traits. Really cool art style, really kind of like 16-bitty. So you go into this dungeon. It's really tough, actually, in the beginning. You're only level 1, and you eventually die because it's really hard. And when you die, you have the choice of starting from the beginning again as one of 3 different ancestors of the first guy that died. So... you pick one of them might be like there's 4 or 5 different attributes that they can get. Like one might be suffers from giganticism, so the guy's like really big, and could also be like super strong, so it knocks back enemies when you hit them. And the last thing could be like is nearsighted or farsighted, where like a certain part of the screen is blurry at all times. So every time you pick an ancestor, you go into the dungeon kind of having a different kind of quirk going on with the gameplay. And you go through a completely different dungeon. There's upgrades, blacksmith, stuff like that, and it feels good to play. It's really good. There's no combos in the games. It feels seriously Castlevania.
This is seriously Castlevania,
but
seriously,
the whole ancestral thing makes it.
And you leave them inheritance, right? You leave behind your money that you collect.
Well, what happens? Yeah. What happens is you get. The gold, after they die, you get their gold, and then there's a tree that you can upgrade for whatever amount of gold you picked up that time.
You pay the funeral costs, right. And then you have what's left over.
Exactly. After the state and then the federal tax go through,
then
you're left with about a third.
It takes like a week, but then you get your money, and
right?
Then,
you get a check,
start over,
and then you put it into your skill tree. A kind of neat little system they have there. And then there's a blacksmith and an alchemist and something else that. They all have different things for the game. Like the alchemist allows you to like lock the castle, so it stays the same, but you only make 60% gold. So there's a lot of neat little systems in there, but it's super, super addictive. It reminds me of almost like an endless runner where you keep wanting to get more gold. What sucks is you when you enter the castle again, though, you lose all your gold. So you always start from zero once that's where it gets addictive because you're like, you want to keep. Whatever you leave the castle with is what you got. Sometimes it's like a pointless run, but you're looking for relics and things. It takes all excuse for Metroidvania, but I think that's a must play. Two big thumbs up, and a fist pump and a wet kiss.
Nice
for Rogue Legs. Yeah,
nice.
They mean a lot to me.
What else? You buy anything else that you played, or just?
What else did I get? I think.
Yeah, that's probably enough.
I think that's all I got, but there's so much stuff on there. I'm actually waiting for Gunpoint is on the flash sales right now. People are voting on it. I want to get Gunpoint.
Josh.
Yo.
Yeah, I was talking a lot.
Josh, you play any games lately?
Yeah, I spent the last week playing. I'm doing a review of NCAA Football 14. And just watch them check out.
Can you set the hot dog prices at your fucking stadium?
Sorry, Josh. Let me try. Did you play any games this week?
Yes, I played NCAA Football 14. You're gonna deal with it.
Wrong.
I'm not changing my answer for you,
wrong.
Greg.
That's a sports simulator. That is not a game.
It's not a game. That's a douchebag
Guys, that's
simulator.
not a game.
That's for.
You have to play Catan. You have to play Catan
Josh.
and Double Dungeons and Dragons. That's a real game. That takes real smarts.
All right, tell us about it, Josh.
Tell us about the game.
And this is actually, now I feel really bad for actually saying it again because there's not much to say. It's not very good. It's good in the sense that, like, if you like those games, it's more of that. But they've changed so little this year that it's really rough.
So what is it? You're like a team of guys, and you have this object, and the goal is to pass it within the group to get to a goal.
I'm gonna save everyone some trouble here. All right, everyone, go to Wikipedia, type in football,
American
read the rules,
football,
and then American football. Oh God, can you imagine if they thought I was talking about college soccer? That would be hilarious. It's all right. They updated the graphics engine, so the running is a little more fun. There's new footwork added and stuff like that. It's all right. It's more of the same.
Does
these
it
games
offer
have been
Oculus Rift support?
Dude, they're in desperate need of something to jazz that up. An Oculus Rift would be amazing in a sports game.
Yeah, that would be.
Did you see that the new NHL 2014 has an NHL 94 mode in it? Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, bundled in with it.
Yeah, it has an offline. It has NHL 94 on the disc, which is pretty cool.
I will say that this feels like one of the first games I played where the developer was like, you know what? We're going to be doing another one of these for next gen. Let's just shovel this out and start focusing on that.
What was that one game? It was like FIFA for the Wii or something where they just changed the logo and they sold it as if it were another. Did you ever see that?
I never saw that. But
I don't know what it was.
Sounds like something.
It was like
these games have been stuck in the mud for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Wait, NHL 94 on that disc, but it's only offline mode?
Yeah, there's no online.
See, that would have been amazing.
That would have been really
if they would have
cool.
made a whole season, you could put a whole team together, like regular online mode
same
for the game.
rosters from 94.
Yes, and you got to put and it same like graphics and everything, just make it look really like fucking horrible, but full online support. I feel like it would have been huge. They dropped the ball there.
That would have been really cool.
These people do not know how to make good Easter eggs anymore. Get me on the Easter egg committee. Let me do this. Let me handle this. Why not make online support? I know it's probably a lot harder than I'm making it. Just
probably have to change all the code.
Copy and paste the online support function into that, and you're done.
Exactly. Put it on the servers.
Yeah, but just turn on a couple servers, and you're good.
Just plug in the Ethernet cable. Yeah.
I love Greg in this pitch meeting. Like, this is Greg saying before the EA Sports executives being like, "What are we gonna do? What does it take? What does it take? You just copy and paste, right?
Come on,
Isn't that what we do?
Just type in programming.
It's like what our parents. It's like what our parents think we do at work.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what do? You just sit on the computer and you just sit there, right? That's it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm ashamed of you.
Pretty much what we do.
Rangers won the cup in '94, so I'm happy to play that game. Shout out New York Rangers. Hockey team.
Most of them are listening. That's pretty much our
What's up, guys?
I hope there's some New York Ranger who's just sitting there like, I'm listening. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to get a phone call. Yo, I got tickets. You want to go? Or
yeah.
So did you guys play old sports games? Like, did you play Tech Mobile or like?
I played I remember this for PlayStation 1, and I loved it. I was so good at it. It might have been was there a Madden for PlayStation 1?
Yeah.
Madden's been around since Sega.
Oh, yeah. So, it must have been Madden. I actually really enjoyed it, but I got to a point where I don't play sports games anymore because my mind will not let me play a game that is kind of like not an adventure for me. Like, right. I use games as an escape, and if I play a football game, I know I'm just going to be like I'm just doing this. I don't feel like I'm getting enough out of it. I know it's a kind of an ignorant stance to have. I don't feel like I'm getting any... I'm not expanding my imagination.
No, absolutely. Like, if you love football, it'd be different. But any sports game or even racing game I play has to have a gimmick. Like, Blitz. I played Blitz because that was cool.
Yeah.
I played NHL Hits. That was cool. I play Burnout because it's different than regular racing.
It's like you're not going to play Gran Turismo, but you're going to play Need for Speed.
Exactly. Yeah. There has to be some kind of gimmick thrown in or something that changes it and makes it more of, like you said, an adventure. Or else, what's the point? It's a simulator at that point. It's a sports simulator.
The reason why I ask about this is I just wrote a feature about how today's sports games have become, and like you said, John, they're just simulators. Like it's just a sim. It's this like very unloving, like it's a series of stats being compiled and compared against each other. And like as I was playing NCAA, and I felt this way about a few games I played, especially sports games recently, where I'm like, it's all paperwork. Like I literally just getting paperwork to do in this video game. Where it's like, hey, recruit these players. Yeah, exactly. And I like when I was in high school, I guess I had a little bit more of an interest in it just because I had more time to devote to these things.
Yeah.
But I've just gotten to the point where like if I played 40 hours of NCAA this last week. 40 hours.
Oh my God, man. I'm sorry.
And guess how far I got? I got
far. See, that's what's fucked up. That's what's fucked up about these games with like their dynasty modes and their season plays. Like you have to play all the time and it's the same thing over and over again. What I like that NHL did is that, I don't know if it's the same in any other game, but NHL did like you get to play as one player on a team of 5. You know,
they still have that, and like that's probably the best. Like, it's the fastest way to play. Like, it's the most satisfying. Like, get me through a goddamn season. Mm-hmm. But like, it's still, but those modes have not changed since they were originally introduced for the most part, and so it still feels like you're like, well, this is more last year. Yeah, I guess that's all right. Mm-hmm. And so, and basically, the whole thing, I was like, you know, the reason why people like sports, why they get into sports, is like they like the community and they like the humanity of it. Like they like hearing underdog stories. They like, you know, when the little guy wins, and they like following the like rise and fall of great players and all the drama that goes with that. And it just feels like that is just sucked out of all sports games today.
Yeah.
And like the reason why that didn't happen with those old games like Tecmo and the old NHL games is because they were just love letters to the sport. Is like, hey, get on here with your buddy and just knock people out, you know? And that's just what's missing.
That was the best part of like Blades of Steel on the NES was like either fighting or the mini game in between periods. I don't know if you guys remember that.
It was always the best when you got into a fight. It was like, yes, fight.
And like John, I agree with you. Like my family, my collective family had an NHL Hits tournament, like a Thanksgiving or something like that. It was the greatest family gathering I have ever been to. It's like, you know, 20 people standing in a room just like cheering as, you know, my cousins are playing each other for the championship. It was amazing.
If I had to pick a favorite football game, it'd be Mutant League football because that's it.
I never played Mutant League football.
You get the emulator going.
I played this one Nintendo basketball game. I forget what it was called, but it was
not NBA Jam.
No. It's for regular Nintendo, and it was
Shaq Fu.
No, I had Shaq Fu for Sega though. It was like kind of like goofy basketball. You punch each other, and it was like I was a little kid. So
it might have been Mutant League basketball.
Maybe.
Does that exist? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
They did. I know they did Mutant League hockey and Mutant League football.
Sounds like just the NBA simulator.
Boom.
They fight the fans though.
He's got jokes.
I haven't played too many games this week, but I did play a game with John. We got the new Borderlands DLC, kind of new. It's like 2 weeks old at this point, right? The Tiny Tina.
Yeah, and it's so good.
And it's so good.
Josh, you played a little Borderlands, right?
Yeah, I played a lot of the original and plenty of the DLC, but I have heard that Tiny Tina is pretty amazing.
It's so good. It's definitely better if you've played all the DLC because there's tie-ins to all the DLC. It's almost like that kind of like that they said they're going to make more DLC for the game, didn't they, John? They were going to keep making DLC for it.
After it came out, they were like, well, we might.
But what's good about it is it's kind of like a sum up of everything. Like you meet all the characters again. You go through like you relive experiences that you had in the game, just like with funny twists to them. Like old enemies come back that were dead, and that whole kind of thing. And it's kind of just like a sum up of the big adventure you just went on. Like
it's even from Borderlands 1 and all the DLC there, and then Borderlands 2 and all the DLC. It's I think Gregg, culmination. It's like the whole entire every character you see, including because what it is basically is Tiny Tina is hosting a Dungeons and Dragons game basically called Bunkers and Badasses.
Yeah,
and all the original characters. What the hell are Brick, Lilith? Brick, Lilith,
and
Maya.
Lilith's the second one. Maya and not Mordecai.
Mordecai is there.
And someone's not there. Obviously, spoiler alert. Roland is not there. And throughout this whole thing, I mean, you're playing as the protagonist from Borderlands 2, as if you were pieces in a game being played by the protagonists from Borderlands 1.
Yeah. So there's this like constant narration from people, from the character who's playing your character as because you're like a piece in the game, and then you also have Tiny Tina, who's the dungeon master, who's sort of dictating the things that are happening in the world. And what's really cool about that is that things are always changing based on like what they're talking about. Like they'll get to a place, and most people probably saw this if they watched the gameplay trailer for this. But like right off the bat, you arrive in like this like beautiful like rainbow village. You're on the docks, and then they're like, that don't sound scary, or whatever. And she just changes it right away to like this dark, and it's like in-game stuff is happening. Like things are changing while you're walking through the environments. And it's kind of cool, like the whole concept, because I always liked the, when I was much younger, I've played D&D a few times. It's always fun to like use your imagination, stuff like that, and to see it kind of happening in real time while you're playing this game. It's just kind of like a fun kind of, way to relive all of the moments from all of the old DLC.
The team at Gearbox did their research. Like you can tell they were a bunch of fantasy nerds who came up with all these callbacks to all 20-sided die play a big part in this. Like when you roll, you go for loot and you have to roll for the rarity of it.
Certain boxes, when you find a good box, it has 2 die on it, and you can choose to roll 1 or 2. And if you roll 2, it costs like 5.
According to Tina, it's roll for initiative. That's her favorite.
Yeah, so, roll for initiative.
Yeah, she comes back with all of her catchphrases and stuff, and she's still my favorite character from Borderlands.
Yeah, she's good.
Her dialogue's awesome, and you get into situations like Greg said. Aside from the landscape, there's times where she'll throw a crazy boss at you, and then you die.
You can't win.
What the fuck?
You can't win.
And then the guys are like, you can't do that, Tina. What the hell are you doing? She's like, all right. And she changes the boss to an easier boss, So there's plenty of, like, the fourth wall isn't even there. It's completely broken down at all times, which is really cool device. And the whole, I don't want to, well.
Don't.
There's an underlying meaning behind this whole thing, and it's way deeper.
It's a little emotional, this one.
It is a little emotional because it's a culmination, so they're trying to wrap it up.
Yeah.
So there are some.
They do it in a very good way.
There are some great undertones.
Because this game has never been very good at doing emotional stuff. I feel like they never have. It's always been just like really funny. Off the,
it's caricatures.
And kind of like at this point, it almost makes it so much better at this point because you're not used to it, but you have sort of developed a relationship with the characters.
Absolutely.
And you're kind of like, oh, this is fun. And then you're like, oh, wait, these are people, and they do have feelings. And as fun as it is, like this moment that's happening here is like very, it's very emotional, and it's just
it's strange after playing games like BioShock Infinite and The Last of Us.
That's emotional the whole time. You're on the edge of your seat the whole time,
And then when a game like
I was upset the first scene of Last of Us, like the first scene when they his daughter, I was like fucking almost in tears, like this is horrible, and I've only been playing for 5 minutes. It's different with this.
Yeah, it's cool because it's like a different drop in the bucket. It changes the color of it a little bit, which is neat. It has a different impact after making fart and dick jokes, and then they tug on your emotions, and you're like, wow, that's kind of neat.
Yeah, and I recommend, because I know, Josh, you said you didn't play all the DLC. Some of the DLC in this you could probably skip. I mean, I would say play all of it, but if you wanted to play this because this was really good, you could probably skip the Safari DLC. I don't think that was that.
I would do just Torg.
Just the Torg
Hunt one?
Do Torg's whatever.
Is good, yeah.
Bad Attitude, Creator of Bad Attitude, whatever.
But wait, what was the first DLC? The Pirates one?
Pirates Booty.
The Pirates one. And that one looked intriguing too.
That was actually probably, I thought that was really fun, that one.
Was
but
good.
there was no really callbacks to that in this one.
No, mostly Torg.
Yeah, Torg is a big part of this one, so I recommend playing that one if you're gonna play the dungeons and the Tina's dungeon, whatever.
They also upped the ability to go to the black market to purchase upgrades. You can use Iridium to buy upgrades again.
Yeah,
so they revitalized a couple of things. So they freshened up the gameplay, and the cap is 61.
Yeah, well, you have to download that in a different patch.
Right, it's a different patch.
It's like 400 points or something like that, it's it was a lot of fun. It's definitely worth it. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah,
I played a little DLC. I played DLC for The Walking Dead, 400 Days.
I played that.
Did you guys
as well.
play that at all?
I played it. Yeah, I played through it.
Yeah. What'd you think, John?
At first it was a little strange because you play through. Okay, what happens is you're this mysterious person and you go to a missing persons board. And there's 5 characters on the missing persons board, and you can choose them. You can play them in any order that you'd like. I think I went from right to left or left to right, either way.
Yeah,
but certain
that's what we did too.
Certain ones are a lot shorter than others. So I did a very short one at first, and I was like, "This is a cash-in. This is an absolute cash-in. Like I can't believe how short this was. This is all just like this should have been free." But then I got into some of the other ones, and immediately, like the second one I played. It's just rapid fire decision making. Like in the original first, was it 5 episodes of The Walking Dead? 5. In the original 5,
yeah.
It's kind of like you play a few hours and then at the end you make a big decision, like the biggest decision of all the big decisions. In this one, it's like those episodes are condensed into about like an hour each. Well, some of them. So you're forced to make these split-second decisions that completely alter the future of what you're going to play when the next episodes come, and it also changes, anything from in 400 days. Like the stories, even though you can play them in any order, they affect each other. So when I was done with it, I was just like mouth gaping, like that was crazy. I don't know. So what about you, Josh?
It definitely had that feeling of like they know what they can do really, really well now at Telltale, specifically with this series, and like. Jake Rotkin and Sean Bannerman, who are the head writers for this game, like it's almost like they challenged themselves to just see how quickly they could get people attached to characters. And like, hey, what if let's see if we can get people invested in a character within 5 minutes, And like some of them work really, really well. There's some characters like instantly they like just start right off, and you instantly just like, yep, I like this guy, or yep, I'm totally about this person. Or even to that same degree, you're just like, this guy's the fucking skis bag. I don't trust him at all. This is not good. And some of it works. Some of it lands itself. There are parts of it that fall flat. And the game, like, it's more of The Walking Dead in every sense, right? There's still those really, really janky gameplay mechanics that don't work really well that they kind of just shove in there and force upon you. There are some stuff that, this decision making is still great. The dialogue is still fantastic. They know how to write. I don't think that's ever a question. And so I think it'll be interesting to see how it plays into season 2, Like, is this going to be something that's completely dispensable where they just go, oh, yeah, and now these 5 characters will show up once, and then we just kill them all off instantly in season 2?
Right.
Or if this is the crew you play with as season 2.
Once again, with like the illusion of choice kind of thing where it seems like you're making choices, but in the end, it's all moot. But I don't know. My favorite few were the first one I actually played. The first good one I played was the boss. I really enjoyed that one just because the split-second decisions were so quick. It was right away, shit went down. The name of the game is 400 Days because each situation takes place a certain amount of days after, like day 1 of the zombie outbreak. And then once you wrap it up, once you finish, you go to like an epilogue where it's 400 days after and some stuff goes down. But the boss was great. I like Bonnie's story. The one that fell flat for me was the one in the car. Which one?
In the truck?
I guess it's the truck.
Yeah, with the 2 guys, right?
Yeah, that one was kind of like, but it does tie into another story if you play them in a certain order, I guess. But it was great. I mean, $5, $5, man. $5, you can't beat it.
Yeah, that's where you can't argue. And like I said, ostensibly, just in the game that you play, it's really hard to argue that it's a good game. There's no argument there. Telltale's really, really good at this, and they've perfected it over a long period of time. It's just now we're starting to get to that nitpicky stuff. And I feel like a lot of things that I let slide in season 1, like for instance, the graphical lags, like, there's glitches and frame rate drops and stuff like that. And a lot of those things I just let go. I was like, fine, whatever. I'm just here for the story anyways. But now I'm starting to be like, you know what, guys? You've gotten tons and tons of money off of this. You've really established yourselves as, this is a major video game franchise now. I want to start seeing some production value.
Right.
And so
I still think it's
I'm hoping it happens.
It's forgivable. I still think it's forgivable. But I think you're right. I did notice when I first started playing, I was surprised that it was actually in engine. I was like, is this just like a crappy, I don't know. It looked like shit. It really does look like shit on Xbox. I played it on Xbox. It did not look good.
Yeah, even playing, and I've seen it on PC and it looks better on PC, but if they want this to run for and they're doing season 2, you have to think they're going to be doing season 3, maybe season 4. And by then, how many people are just going to be rolling their eyes being like, oh my God, did it just crash again? I think that they need to find a way to repair those things.
They have to, because the story is such a hook, and you said it, they nail the story. It's definitely have a niche for it now. When that Fables game comes out, we'll see how it translates to a different genre. But
yeah, I agree. I'm actually super interested in that property, just because I want to see if this does translate well, and I think it will. Fables has a lot of great storytelling for them to play off of.
Yeah, it's exciting. But other than 400 days, you play anything else?
I went back and played a little Jade Empire. For people who don't know what that is, that was BioWare's action RPG. It's almost like a precursor to Mass Effect in a lot of ways. It was in between Knights of the Old Republic and maybe Dragon Age Origins for BioWare, and it has all those same choice mechanics and dialogue wheels and the writing that BioWare is famous for. But it's set in this kind of fantasy Asian world, and it was really, really cool. It's super interesting. I don't know if it deviates enough from what they do, what they do with Mass Effect. Mass Effect feels like a different enough universe, or even Dragon Age feels like a universe that's pretty well crafted, whereas Jade Empire feels a bit generic in some of the stuff that it does. But it has these cool combat mechanics, everyone is a kung fu fighter in this world, and it steals a lot from that kind of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon style of film,
which was super popular when that came out.
It's something I've been wanting to play for a long time.
Isn't that an original Xbox?
Yeah,
title?
Exactly. It's actually super sad because it was original Xbox title. I nearly said Xbox One, but original Xbox title. And unfortunately, it bombed. It didn't make any money whatsoever. I feel like now that the BioWare name has kind of become synonymous with these RPGs, it would have a little more quality to it. And it was the first RPG, even Knights of the Old Republic, still pretty hardcore, stats, stats versus stats. All your damage numbers pop up. You're kind of choosing your attacks in a turn-based style. Whereas this is very much an action RPG. It's very it's all real-time fighting. There's stats at work, but it's very much behind the scenes. The level up system is very, very simple. I feel like it would be much more popular.
I'm sure it paved the way for some stuff. I mean, it seems like before its
time. It really
time.
did.
It seems before its time in certain aspects.
You can see a lot of Mass Effect in that game.
I also, speaking of old games, I picked up System Shock 2, but I haven't played it yet. And obviously,
I heard that is a must play.
Yeah, it's a Ken Levine joint, so I'm gonna have to play that, obviously. But that's it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna tomorrow. Actually, they're going to be showing a first look at what the fuck oh my god, what's the game we thought was Fallout?
God damn it.
Max
Thunderdome. Mad Max.
Mad Max. First gameplay is going to be out tomorrow.
Interesting.
Also, a game came out last week called Dark, fell under the radar. It was a piece of shit, apparently. Some other game got that trucker game, not trucker, that biker game, Greg. What was the name of that?
Oh yeah,
Highway to Hell.
Jesus Christ.
Biker.
Yeah.
It got the lowest score possible on IGN's rating system. 1.0.
Really?
Lowest score possible.
That game is
the
bad.
gameplay I watched on Giant Bomb. I watched their quick look, and it was just, dude.
Oh my
watch
god,
it.
it's funny.
Treat yourself.
It's very funny.
Treat yourself.
It's one of the funniest
it's hilarious.
quick looks, but yeah.
So that got a 1.0.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm just catching up on games. The Steam sale's gonna soak in a bunch of game time. Other than that, I had something I was playing on Xbox as well. Because Xbox, actually, we didn't talk about that. Xbox had their sale. What do we think about that Xbox sale?
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by what they did.
That was pretty impressive.
But
it almost felt like they were. I feel like they were all cringing while they did it. Like, why do we do this? Fuck,
nah, man, I don't know. They probably made a lot of money. They probably. I mean, it's all digital.
Yeah.
They're pushing it out like Steam. It's like a humble bundle thing.
Yeah.
Where.
It feels like everyone looked around and found that they had too many copies of The Witcher 2 and Assassin's Creed 3 lying around, and those are on sale fucking everywhere. Like Amazon did their summer sale, and those games were on sale. Borderlands 2 is also on sale everywhere as well.
$10.
And then there was another Amazon, Steam, the Xbox had one. Oh, and GOG had a summer sale. Yeah, exactly. I actually got the original Witcher from Good Old Games for like $3 or something like that, and I got Amnesia from the Amazon sale for like $2.
Never played it.
I have not, and actually, I played like the first maybe hour of it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a little bit of time. I'm a little too scared right now.
Yeah, you can really.
Wait, is that the game I played at your house? Oh, I love that game.
That game's really good.
That game is fun. That game's terrifying.
Fantastic,
you can really only do it.
It's scary.
You can really only do it like a half hour at a time. You get really stressed out.
The best time to do it is about 11:30 at night with all the lights off in your room.
With headphones on, and make sure that you're home alone.
Yeah, and you'll have a lot of fun and you'll really enjoy yourself.
The new one's coming out.
I'm sure I can do that, but I could only do it for like a half hour.
Dude,
like,
I bet you could do it for 5 minutes.
There's no way you could even do it.
Let me just explain something to you. If you tried to do that, there's no way you'd be able to leave your headphones on.
No way.
You would be turning around every 3 seconds to check if someone was in your bedroom.
Yep.
Like
it's so scary, guys. It's so scary.
Yeah.
It was great though. I didn't finish it.
That really Outlast is the game that really inspired me to pick it up because Outlast looks like it's going to be amazing, and it takes a lot of its stuff.
Is Outlast the one for the Oculus?
No, I don't think so.
I know they're doing like a space horror game for the Oculus.
I don't. Can you imagine Amnesia with an Oculus? Fuck my life. I'd be done.
I'd be scared.
My couch would just be soaked in urine.
It would be fun though.
Soaked in urine. All right.
That would be a lot of fun.
Don't play it, Josh. I feel bad for Yoko over there. She's gonna clean up after you.
Have to like buy new furniture.
But I thought when Microsoft did, I mean, it was kind of a given that they had to do that. They had to do a sale. Everyone was like, "Where's all this stuff?" Speaking of, tomorrow, Assassin's Creed 2 is free, I believe.
Oh, free.
Good.
What's fucked? Yeah. What's fucked though about Microsoft's sale is like I had all that shit already.
Yeah, I have.
You know?
Me too. That's why I like Steam. Steam does such an amazing summer sale because they do. It feels like all the games that you heard that you should play but just like didn't have time for, or they just slipped under your radar, are back at a ridiculously indisputable cheap price.
Right.
Yeah, the prices were really good. I think that's what you're saying, right? They were good prices.
Yeah.
Whoa, good prices.
Whoa,
Motorcycles, good prices.
I've been trying to teach myself how to count cards. Blackjack.
Oh God. Was it 2005, bro? Come on.
Well, I think it's a good skill everyone should have. I think it's a skill we should all have. Is counting blackjack.
Counting blackjack cards.
Yeah.
That's what you've been doing?
Yeah.
All right.
I've been doing some stuff online, reading some stuff.
You've been playing blackjack a lot?
Online stuff. Just to teach you, like there's stuff to teach you how to count. It's pretty easy. I mean,
it's like an aces 2.
No.
Plus
there's
1,
easier,
plus 2.
Yeah. Well, but you just make everything equal the same thing. All face cards 10s, they all equal plus 1. Anything below a 10, you just minus 1. That's the safest way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get to like plus 7 on your count, quadruple your bet.
I just always play 10 in the hole for a dealer, and I play smart. Don't hit on a 12.
Might as well count the cards, man. It can't hurt. Gives you the advantage.
I don't know. That's a commitment, though. I think if you train yourself that you're going to go in, it's going to be like Ocean's 11. The camera's going to pan around
but the thing is,
you go in there with your last $5,000.
Guess what? I found out that it's not illegal to count cards.
No, it's not. But the casino can kick you out.
Exactly. But they can kick you out, but they have to catch you first, which means you got to be doing good. Which means you're going to make some money and they'll kick you out. So what?
They might lose might lose your leg.
No, they won't do that.
Broken.
In fact,
tight t-shirt wearing guy comes and picks you up. He's like, "Hey, come out here." Beats you up out back.
He's not going to beat you.
Robert De Niro goes out. What are you doing?
They're just going to say, "Sir, move to another game, please. Play something different. You're done. You're done. You took enough of our money. Move along." And I go, "No problem."
That sounds like a really polite casino.
I'll be back next month. I'll be back next month.
I've not been to this casino. This is a wonderful casino.
To triple my money and leave.
All right. So study. We'll go to Atlantic City.
I actually came up with this idea. I wonder if they make this, because I was thinking to myself, you're right. Because if you have to count cards, you have to get really good at it to be like a pro, because you have to be able to communicate with people so they know you're not counting cards and talk and keep track. What they should do is they should make a device. Just listen to this idea for this device. I think it's good, and I think it's simple. Okay.
All ears.
Small earpiece goes in the ear. Small earpiece goes in the ear. Okay. It could be a Bluetooth. Okay.
All right.
In each shoe, you have a little button that you tap with your toes.
Well, when you explain this, tell me how the technology works also.
It's all Bluetooth.
Everything is Bluetooth.
It's all connected by Bluetooth, okay?
Bluetooth.
So
Did you buy this from Danny Ocean? Is that where you got
exactly?
No, if they sell this, I would fucking buy it.
All right. So at Walmart, you go and buy...
They should. I mean, honestly, it sounds like it'd be easy enough to make. You just take it, and then what you do is you count, instead of having to keep track of the count, when a high card comes out, you tap on the right. When a low card comes out, you tap on the left. And every time you tap, it goes -1, +1, 0, +2. And when you hear +7, you go, all right, it's time to fucking bet. And I'm going to keep track like this so I don't lose track. You tap both at the same time, clears it out, start over.
If it just...
And then when the guy sitting next to you takes a look over and goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" You're like, "Just keeping time, man. Just keeping the beat." That's what I'm doing.
I think minus the earpiece, find another way. Like maybe the things in your feet can like vibrate a certain way to tell you different numerical codes.
But you're allowed to wear a Bluetooth in a casino.
You're not. You can't be on the phone in a casino. They won't let you sit at a table.
But you can have a. What if you're deaf?
Oh, okay. You want to do that? You want to lie now and pretend
you can't. It's not illegal. It's not illegal to do that. Okay. It's not illegal.
Okay.
Hey, I don't know what
Greg,
you have like
Greg,
this fond relationship with the casinos.
I'm just trying to debunk your theory. That's what I always do.
You know what? I like your idea, Josh. The watch, it'll look like a watch. It'll be a digital watch, and it'll keep track. Exactly. The +1, -1. They'll be like, "Why does your watch say +1 on it and not the time?" And I say, "Don't worry about it."
Well, no, it's broken. It's my lucky watch. My dad died in World War II while wearing this watch and never take it off.
Yeah.
You can it could say the time, and then the first 2 digits in the minutes area can just have the number.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or like the date.
To fake it,
The date will say that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's super spy right there. That's the way to do it.
But I think
there it is.
I think when it starts happening, though, they're going to put a camera on you, and
sure, it's going to happen. If
three professionals are going to look and be like, "What are you doing?" I think you get in less trouble just learning how to do it well, because if they find you have a device on you,
but it's still legal to have that device. You can keep track of your cards. It's not illegal to count. You're allowed to keep track. Make it easy for yourself. You're going to get thrown out. You're going to get thrown out. You go back next week. Whatever you got to do. You go back, next month. Whatever you got to do. Go to a different table.
Eventually, just start working a system. Maybe you don't go to this casino this week. You go to a different casino.
If anything, you want to get thrown out. If you get thrown out, fuck yeah, you did good.
You took a lot of money.
If you don't get thrown out, you didn't do a good job. You're not a good card counter.
Cow hunter?
You're not a good cow hunter.
That's what we're going to call it, the cow hunter. Each shoe gets a cow hunter in it.
Yeah.
The cow clock goes on the hand.
All I'm saying is...
The cow counter.
I'm only playing blackjack now when I go to casinos.
That's all I play anyway.
Just blackjack, and I'm counting those fucking cards, and I'm gonna do some good.
So you have to count every time. Like, say there's 6 people at the table, you got to count.
Well, see, there's one thing here. If you're really good, you can do that, and it's actually, if you're really good and you can do that, it's faster for you to get better odds, because they go through the decks quicker. Because they play with 8 decks, the casinos. So what you want to do... Well, usually 8 decks. That's like the usual...
8 in a shoe, sometimes 1 deck in a shoe.
So what happens is, if they're playing with that many decks, you actually kind of... Even if you have a high plus number, you still kind of want to wait till they're like at least through half of the decks before you start betting big, just because then the odds are going to be much better for you. But if you have a lot of people playing with you, they're going to get through those decks a lot faster. If you're just starting out, you should try to play with just the dealer or one other person in the dealer.
Yeah, it's because you're dealing with 4 cards. Maximum 4 cards.
I hope our first letter to the podcast is someone being like, Dear AwayCast, I took your advice and counted cards at a blackjack casino. Now I lost my legs. Thanks a lot.
Thanks so
Tell
much.
Greg to go to hell.
No, we're going to get like 30 cease and desists from Bally's, Borgata, Harrah's. No.
There's books about this shit.
I know. Well, that's the thing. Then why doesn't everybody do it?
Because I think people think that it's harder than it is. When you hear counting cards, I feel like you think you have to be like a savant to do it. Mm-hmm. Most people hear counting cards and they're like, there's probably odds you have to calculate and how many this cards are left and that card are left. But it's way, way easier than that, at least for blackjack. Mm-hmm. It's probably different when you're counting cards playing other card games like poker and whatnot.
I don't think, can you?
You can count cards in poker, I think, right?
But you can't see the other person's cards.
No, but isn't it about figuring out the odds of the turns to be... Yeah, that kind of stuff. I feel like it's more difficult. But counting cards in blackjack is actually super, super simple. And there's probably more complex ways to do it than the +1, -1 method if you're really good and you can figure out the odds and remember, the numbers that come out.
I think it's a lot. I think to keep my composure and to be counting and to be like placing my bets smart, I think it's a lot.
But you
have to train yourself, yeah.
Listen, if you're just going to go gamble, if you're going to Las Vegas to have a good time and not really there to gamble, then who fucking cares? Mm-hmm. But if you have this idea in your head, you want to make money from gambling, blackjack is the way to do it because it's the only game in the casino where you can have better odds than the actual house does.
If you count.
It's always 50-50 pretty much for the most part. And if you count, your odds become, you take the advantage on the actual house, which is, it's one of the only games you can do that.
Well, all right.
So play blackjack, count cards,
get the cow counter,
make money,
get the cow counter,
the cow hunter, commemorative visor.
Cow hunter.
Yeah, that's going to be our first merchandise selling for the AwayCast. Aside from these T-shirts, we're going to sell cow hunter T-shirts and shoes. The shoes that go with it.
I could see.
And the ultimate D&D adventure board game.
Yeah,
the bachelor party special.
Yeah, I could see the cow hunter being like a TV show about burgers and steaks.
That's fucked though, because then you get the animal involved. Doesn't it sound a little shitty? I think PETA would be all over that.
It would be a web series.
I think most people are aware that where like burgers and steaks
it'd be like a hipster web series where the guy, he dresses like Mumford & Sons and he goes to like these cool hipster places and he's like, the cow hunter, I love this, burger, whatever. I think it's an interesting name for a series and someone should probably use that.
I think beef would be better. I think that'd be the PC term.
Just beef?
Oh, beef hunter.
Or
No.
beef?
Because it's a play on the crocodile hunter.
Yeah, but he doesn't eat crocodiles.
I know, but that's the whole fucking thing. That's why it's funny. This guy's not going to hunt cows. He's going to eat the cows. The cow hunter. All right, let's move on. Beating a dead horse here. Let's move on.
Horse hunter.
That's just a cowboy.
That's morbid.
That's just a cowboy.
What is horses? How hard could it be to hunt horses?
That's a cowboy.
Just pull up to a ranch and
Who
shoot
hunts
someone?
a horse? It's all muscle meat.
No, but you don't hunt horses.
You don't. You hunt on top of a horse.
You said horse hunter.
No, you tame a horse.
Oh, you're hunting on top of the horse.
Whore hunter. MILF hunter.
No. Now we can't broadcast this.
What the hell? I didn't say .com with it.
We're good.
So we're still good.
All right.
Wrapping up.
Josh,
anything else to say?
Love each other, everyone.
Everybody love each other.
Go home. Hug your family.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
Cow hunter.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us for another episode of the AwayCast on Another Way Around. AwayCast.com. Follow us, Twitter, Facebook, blah, 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 blah. Look forward to our video. We're going to have a bunch of new content up soon.
Hopefully soon.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Josh, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, boy.
What the hell was that?
Some delay there.
Greg?
Yes.
Thanks for hanging out, man.
My pleasure.
Hey, I appreciate it every time you guys come out here and you do this.
Right.
No, seriously.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.